Hello and welcome to my video where I'm going to show you how to sew a weighted thread bin that you can keep on your sewing table. I don't know about you, but when I'm sewing I end up with all kinds of bits of fabric and thread, and they end up all over the table and even on the floor. So I thought I'd make a little bin that I could keep next to my machine. This is a fun and quite simple project, and it basically consists of a weighted section at one end of the strap and a little bin at the other end. The idea is that the weighted section keeps the bin suspended at the edge of the table. In order to follow along with this project, you will need some fabric, a disappearing or magic fabric pen, a ruler, some sewing pins, a sewing machine and matching thread, some fabric scissors, a rotary cutter and cutting mat if you have them, some dry and clean place sand or other material to use in the weighted section, an iron and ironing board, some paper and a pencil, a funnel and a hand sewing needle. For the fabrics, I would recommend using woven fabrics rather than knit or stretch fabrics, and in my case I used a medium weight upholstery cotton with a map design for most of the project. I also used some lightweight dark red cotton for the lining and some calico for the inner pouch. Make sure you use something tightly woven for the inner pouch, but it doesn't have to be pretty because it's not going to be visible in the final project. Make sure you iron out the creases from these fabrics before you begin. Right, so the first step is to make the paper templates. The templates will need to be the following sizes: 3 by 5 inches, which is for the inner pouch, 3.5 by 5.5 inches for the outer fabric of the weighted section, 3.5 by 11.5 inches, which is for the strap, and 8 by 9 inches for the thread bin. All you need to do is draw out these rectangles on some paper and then cut them out. So how that's going to work is the inner pouch is going to go inside the outer pouch, and that will be the weighted section. That weighted section will be attached to the strap, and then at the other end of the strap will be the thread bin. Note that I've made a very long strap, but feel free to make yours a lot shorter. You just need to make sure it's long enough to go between the bin and the weighted section. The rest is personal preference. You'll now need to use these templates to cut out all of the pieces of fabric. And here is the cutting list. To use the templates, you simply draw around them using a ruler and a disappearing fabric pen, and you do this onto the back of the fabric. Once you've done that, you can then use a rotary cutter or some fabric scissors to cut these pieces out. If you're using directional fabric like me, just bear in mind that the 8-inch edge represents the vertical dimension of the thread bin, and the 9-inch edge represents the horizontal dimension. And that's it, you should now have cut out all of the fabric pieces. Next, you need to pin together the two pieces of calico, which are the two 3 by 5 inch pieces. You then need to sew along 3 sides, making sure you leave a short side open. I did a straight stitch and then I did a zigzag stitch as well to make it extra secure. We're going to be putting sand in here and I don't want any to escape. Now take a funnel and pour sand into this pouch, making sure you stop before it gets too full. As you can see, I overfilled it and had to remove some of the sand. Then fold over the unsewn end twice and pin it in place. Make sure you remove any sand from the outside of the pouch and then sew straight across this edge, again with a straight stitch and a zigzag stitch. Next, you need to pin the outer pouch pieces together right sides facing, then sew along 3 of the sides, leaving a short edge open. Use a straight stitch and be sure to backstitch at the beginning and the end. Note that I'm going to be using a 1/4 inch seam allowance throughout this project. Then turn this pouch right side out and put the inner pouch inside. Fold the unsewn edges inside and pin them in place. And then top stitch across this open edge. And now we're going to move on to the thread bin. So you're going to need the 2 8x9 pieces of the lining and the 2 8x9 pieces of the outer fabric. Put these pieces together in pairs, right sides facing. Pin these pieces together like so. Then sew along 3 of these edges, leaving one of the shorter edges completely open. And here you can see we now have 2 pouches exactly the same size. We're now going to sew boxed corners in order to give these pouches a base. I have a separate video showing 2 different methods of how to do this, but in this video I'll just quickly run through one of those methods. So you first need to flatten one of the corners of the pouch into a triangular point. Make sure that the seam on the front lines up with the seam on the back. In order to help you keep these seams aligned, you can put a sewing pin through the line of stitches at the front and at the back. Make sure the triangle lies flat, then use a ruler to find where the triangle measures 3 inches across. The reason it's 3 inches is because that's what width I want the base to be. Use your fabric pen to draw the 3-inch line straight across the triangle. If you now measure between this line and the point of the triangle, not including the seam allowance, it'll be half the length of the line, so in this case 1.5 inches. Then sew along this line using a straight stitch, being sure to backstitch at the beginning and end. Then use scissors to cut the excess fabric off at the corner. I would recommend leaving at least 1/4 inch of fabric above the line of stitches. You then just need to repeat this for the other 3 corners at the base of these pouches. You'll then need to turn the lining pouch right side out and push it inside the outer fabric pouch. Line up the side seams and the top edges. Then pin the side seams of the 2 pouches together. Bring these pins together in the middle to find the centre of the side pieces, and then add pins at these points as well. This is just to make sure that the fabric is evenly distributed around the opening. Then, once again using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, sew around this top edge. Make sure to leave a gap of at least a few inches on one side. You then just need to turn the bin right side out through the gap before pushing the lining back down inside the bin. Straighten out the fabric at the seam and then press with an iron. This will make the edges nice and neat. Also make sure to fold the seam allowance amounts down inside the gap and press these folds in place as well. At this point you could choose to pin across the gap and then top stitch around the top edge. However, I chose to stitch the gap closed using the invisible stitch. I have a separate video all about the invisible stitch, but basically you just need to secure the thread at one side of the gap, and then you go into the hem on one side and do a short stitch, then go straight across and go into the hem on the other side and do a short stitch, and basically just repeat that all the way along. So in and out of one hem, then straight across and in and out of the other. Once or twice you just need to pull on the thread parallel to the fabric edge, and that will close up the gap. At the end you just secure the thread and cut off the excess. Next, you need to pin the two strap pieces together, right sides facing. Then sew along 3 of the edges, leaving one of the shorter edges open. Then turn this strap right side out. Fold in the edges at the open end. And then just sew straight across. That's the strap complete, and now we need to attach the bin to the strap. As I've decided to fold the top of the bin over by about 1 inch in the finished item, I now need to place what's going to be the back of the bin down on top of the strap, like so. The top of the strap and the back of the bin should be facing upwards, and the edge of the bin will line up with the end of the strap. To find the middle of the back of the bin, fold the bin so the side seams line up, then place a pin in the fold at the back. Line this pin up with the centre of the strap and pin it in place. Then sew some kind of box or rectangle shape at this edge. This box should be somewhere between 1/2 inch and 1 inch wide. You then need to attach the weighted section 1.5 inches above the thread bin, making sure that it's centered. Obviously, if you want to place the weighted section in a different place on the strap, feel free to do so. I use the invisible stitch along the top and bottom edges, and then on the underside I use the whip stitch. I have a separate video about the whip stitch, but you basically just go through both fabrics repeatedly in the same direction. At the end, be sure to secure the thread and then cut off the excess. And that's it, your thread bin is complete. And here are a few more photos of the finished result. Note that you can use the weighted section as a pincushion if you wish, but just be aware that there is a possibility that sand might escape. I really hope you enjoyed this project, and thank you very much for watching.